Hey, you see this ribbon? You know what time it is. It's bow go time. Hey, Bloomerinos, it's Keleas, and we're going to tie a bow today for the Christmas season that you are going to love. We're working with some gorgeous red velvet. Then we've got this fun pattern with, it's got a little glitter and a lot of polka dots and all the fun little trees on it. I love this one. It kind of gives that quilted effect, because today's bow is going to go for a project we're doing with a country Christmas wreath. So you're going to see how these two patterns are going to work great to come together to achieve exactly what we want. Come on in, let's get started. If you've never made this kind of bow before, I'm happy to teach you. It's going to be a long tail bow, and what that means, it's got longer tails that kind of can cascade down your wreath. And in design school, where I teach hundreds of ladies every month, and gentlemen, how to make beautiful wreaths, we love to use long-tailed bows in our designs. So this is definitely a great tip I want you to take into account. So the first thing you do is, I like those tails to be about 20 inches. I'm going to measure the 20 there, which is the whole length of the bow maker. If you don't have a bow maker yet, we have an affiliate link we'll be happy to share with you. Just ask in the comments. And if you want to see the finished project this bow is going in, let us know too in the comments. We'll be happy to share that with you as well. I'm going to twist here, okay? So this is a 20-inch tail going down the right. Now we're going to the left side. And my standard loops are generally 6 inches for this size wreath. So 6 inches and twist. And we're going to keep it nice and loopy. We're going to come over to the right side and 6 inches and twist again. And I'm always twisting if I want to do another loop, okay? If I'm done with my loops, then I know it's time to scrunch in the middle. And the reason we're doing all that, guys, just like I teach in design school, is we're doing that because we want the back of the pattern to be hidden, or we want it to show, okay? And that's why we either squish like we're doing here, or we twist if we're making another loop. Simple, simple. So we have 2 loops on each side. And now I'm going to trim this off. And I've told the story before where when I was selling hundreds of wreaths every month in my Etsy shop, and now I'm able to teach other students on how to, not only make beautiful wreaths, but if you want to sell them, I can teach you that as well. One of the tips was, you've got to come up with a process that you can maintain for your particular workshop when you're creating yourself or you have help, eventually in your business. And so we created the lingo for these bows, and that's why we'll always call a bow from one side when we call out the recipe. So you'll hear me say that, and that's because I had to create that own lingo for my warehouse team when we were creating, and we were selling lots and lots of wreaths so we could communicate. So that's why this wreath so far, the recipe is a 2 loops on one side. Now we're going to start the next side. This is a gorgeous velvet, and it's a really pretty red. The red has a little tinge of pink in it rather than the red with the orange. So that is such a pretty classic red. I love that. So I'm going to have that tail just a little bit shorter. And the reason I do that is so this lays out really pretty when it's hanging down the door. And now we're going to go for 3 loops on each side. So you guessed it, you knew, the recipe is 2, 3. It's a 2, 3. And as you get closer to the center of the bow, we're going to go shorter. So here it's 5 inches, a little bit shorter. So 5 inches on either side, and we're going to do 3 loops. Right hand forward, left hand back when you're on the right side, and the opposite when you're on the left side. So you can see I'm holding it in the center when I get ready to loop. And you guys, if you just started making bows on the bow maker, or you're wanting to make them by hand, just realize you just go slow, take your time. It's just a lot in your hand. That's why I like the bow maker, because it helps you hold it. But I made lots of bows without it. Before we discovered it a long time ago, and just either way is fine. You can do it either way. So 2 loops, then 3 loops, and I'm going to cut these tails to the same length. So I'll just bring them up here, and I am currently just angle cutting them at an angle. All right, now let's put on the top layer. The top layer is going to be our pattern again from the back. That's a classic move, a tip from design school. Classic because it's just an easy one. We're going to do a little bit different this week, because we're going to make a bow tie in the front. So bow tie is just a loop with no tail, all right? So you make a nice little loop, and you want to figure out about how big you want it on either side. So we just had everybody at 5, so let's go like 4.5. That loop's got to overlap in the back. So once we do that, we're going to take and just gather it right up And then you're going to pop this in the center of the bow maker, and you got a really nice, clean, finished look. All right, so it's a 2-3-1. It's a 2-3-1. Not quite a blast-off bow. If you've been a Blue Merino a long time, you know what a blast-off. It's kind of almost a reverse blast-off. Okay, over here I have cable ties. I prefer cable ties to use in the center rather than wire. It's totally up to you, but they can get so much tighter. They're one of my favorite things to use. So I'm going to run this right beside, and we'll just bring it straight up. So you guys, if you're not on our text list yet, grab a spot, because then we'll text you out when we have new videos like this, or we have new projects. You won't miss anything. And you'll know exactly what's going on over here at Keleas, because not only am I teaching, I'm always trying to inspire you to decorate your homes in beautiful, beautiful looks and designs and what's trending. And I really try to make it easy for you to learn floral design. Classic combos and gorgeous patterns. I love the lines and direction. And we can always create lines and direction with ribbons, but we can also do it with florals. So we'd love to have you in design school. If you want more information about that, just ask in the comments. We'll be happy to pop it in. Or you can text us anytime at 832-734-5201. Or you can go to textkeleas, TEXTKELEA.com and sign up there for our text list. Look! Stinking cute. Classic. That red, this is a beautiful velvet, and it's hard to get this pretty color. Some are, flat or a little bit more orange than I like. So definitely stock up on this ribbon on Keleas.com because it's gorgeous. So the supply list will have the ribbons we're using, and it also will have links to the video where we use this bow in the finished project. So you can catch it all. Now I'm cutting a strip of ribbon because I'm going to run that right down the center. I'm always big at covering our mechanics, and so that's something I teach a lot of in design school. That we have to build things that are really well constructed, not only for us, but for our customers. If we want to have customers and sell, we want stuff that's going to hold up. And I love the details like this. So we just folded that in half, got a nice little strip, actually probably more like thirds by the time we cut it, okay? And then that runs right down the middle. You see how finished it looks? One of my favorite things to do. 2 knots in there if you can get them. 1 and 2. But if you're struggling with bows, come join us in design school. We've got hundreds of videos of bow making, wreath making, all the things. I think we're up to over 300 courses recorded in the tutorial, in the portal. And then that doesn't even count the lives. So we've got so much for you to consume whenever you're ready. All right, Blue Merinos, you can make this too. I can't wait to see you in class. I'll see you guys. Go have fun with flowers. You can do it. Bye, everybody.